Our next speaker is coming right up. He is a master sales trainer all the way from Tampa, Florida. He has also built a massive business. When it comes to working the phone and selling over the phone, this dude is an absolute expert. He's a phenomenal storyteller and one of my favorite people in the industry. Please welcome from Tampa to Denver, the man, the myth, the legend, Greg 𝐸𝐞𝐬.
Hello, Denver. How are we doing today? Great speaker so far. Amazing. I want to thank Cody and his team again for what they've done, put this together. So thank you so much, Cody. So today what I'm going to talk about is this, is that I believe salespeople have not been taught the fundamentals of selling. See, I think as salespeople, we've been taught how to sell somebody. We've been taught that it's the problem. Sell the problem. Sell the want. Sell the need. But there's something that's more important than that. See, when I was selling the wants, the needs. And I would get to the end of my conversation, and all of a sudden, the people weren't buying. And I did not know what to do. So I went to my sales mentor, and I said, hey, I'm getting to the end of my conversations. I'm not closing them. What am I doing wrong? He said, Greg, I'm going to show you how I sold. My sales mentor was the greatest salesperson ever. He sat there and he said, Greg, the problem is this, is that you have to understand why people don't buy. See, I became successful and I sold based on why people don't buy versus why people do buy. So he's like, I'm going to give you this secret right now, Greg. Does anybody want to know this secret? Yes. This secret changed my entire life in sales. And it catapulted me to #1 in almost every organization I worked at and allowed me to start my own organization. And here's what it is. There's 2 reasons why people don't buy. And there's 2 reasons to overcome it. And once you get this, your life will never be the same again. So the very first reason, so there's 2 reasons. People don't buy. The very first reason he taught me was this. The first reason people don't buy is because of doubt. See, doubt is a part of human nature. Doubt is something that we're going to experience every single day. You'll experience it several times today. It's a part of human nature. So doubt occurs, listen very, very carefully. And if you're writing this down, write this down. Doubt occurs when the heart and the mind are no longer in line. The heart's going one way, and the mind is going the other way. It's like a car. See, when a car is out of alignment, it's not going the right way. So what do you have to do with your car? You have to take it in to get service, and you have to get it in alignment. So in order to remove any form of doubt, there's only one thing that will get the heart and the mind in line with each other and will remove doubt. And here it is. And this is very powerful. The only thing that will remove doubt in human beings is facts. Facts are indisputable. Those remove doubt. So when I would get to the end of my phone call and somebody was not buying from me, what would I do? Can anybody tell me what I would do? I would go to the facts. And here's how you uncover the facts. You have to have a discovery process. You have to have a discovery process, and in that discovery, you are gathering the facts. So when you get to the end and the person's telling you no, You can go back to the facts based on the discovery that you had. So I'm going to also give you right now another secret. This has been the most powerful word I've ever used in sales, and it's gotten me more sales than any other word in the English language. And it's very, very simple. It's let me ask you a question. If you notice, I didn't put a question mark at the end of that. I'll use it as a statement. Hey, let me ask you a question, and I'll just make a statement. Or it might be in the form of a question as well. But you see, the discovery process is now where I'm uncovering all of these facts so that at the end, I can remove doubt in that individual. See, what we are as salespeople is this. I want you to think differently right now. We are each lawyers. And our prospects are the jury. So when you're getting up and you're talking to your clients, you're talking to your prospects, think of yourself like a lawyer. You have to gather all the facts and present the facts to go ahead and convince who? The jury. And once you've convinced the jury, which is your prospect, they will end up buying. So the second reason that people don't buy is this. The second reason starts with a D as well. So you have doubt, and the second reason is this. They don't understand it. They don't understand it. Has anybody heard the saying, keep it simple? I say keep it simple, salesperson. I'm a little nicer. Keep it simple, salesperson. See, we confuse our prospects and it costs us money. Keep it simple. I just read something just recently where this guy was an industrial painter and he did a lot of different things in his painting business. He did stuff for hospitals, he did stuff for cars, and it was all on his website. It was so confusing. He's at the conference and they said, take all of that out. Take all those pictures out and just put this on there. I paint stuff. Get a quote. Our job is to keep things simple so that they understand it. So how do you get somebody to understand something? There's only one way. And it's probably the most powerful tool that we as human beings have in our arsenal that many people don't use. I could do an entire presentation just on this right here. The only way to remove don't understand is through stories. Okay. It says in the Bible that there came a point in time where Jesus only spoke in parables, which were earthly stories that had a heavenly meaning. Why did he do that? He did that because he understood everything on such a high level. That's us. We understand everything on a high level when it comes to insurance and our products and our services. So you've got to dummy it down. Bring it to a story format for those individuals. Those stories should make somebody want to change. Stories are one of the most powerful things. Can I get a yes or no? Does anybody in here have clients that they've helped out? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Does anybody in here have people that love them? Yes or no? Yes. Use those stories in your examples. Me and this other guy were the two top guys in our organization when I was selling. And guess what? We both had the exact same stories. My stories were my mom, because I helped my mom out. And so I'd have a story on every single phone call that involved my mom. And guess what? I'd have people that would come back by my desk and I could hear them. Oh, Greg's telling another story about his mom up there. They didn't get it. That's why I was successful, is I used stories. Because when you use stories, you help people understand things. And here's something about stories that's the most important thing. And this is where salespeople miss the mark. In stories, You have to make your prospect the main character. It's not about you, it's about them. So that story should make them want to change because they now became the main character in the story. When they make movies in a way that you become the main character in that story. That's a good movie if they can help you become the main character in that story. Okay? So I'm going to give you a way to help you with stories right now. Here's a line that you can use when you're telling stories to help them understand things. And here's the line. How does that make you, can we finish it for me? Feel. How does that make you feel? They'll start telling you things. You'll be able to start uncovering that they're starting to understand it. See, most salespeople get to the very end of a conversation and they're looking for one big commitment from that prospect at the end. Selling is a series of commitments along the way. And those series of commitments are through facts that are indisputable, and they're through stories. See, what stories end up doing is this, is that you're talking to a prospect, and in their mind, what they're thinking is, you know what, I can't wait for Greg to finish that sentence because I've got a rebuttal right there to shoot at him. But then Greg starts telling a story. And the prospect's left brain, the logical side, starts going, whoa, what's happening here? He's telling me a story. Well, wait a minute. Well, and all of a sudden, starts listening to the story. And all of a sudden, now I'm 3, 4, 5 minutes down the road, and I've got that person to come on that journey with me. So whenever I would get to the end of a phone call, and I was having problems closing that individual, I would get off the money, I would get off the solution, and I would go back to the facts. I would start using stories. You have to craft your own stories that you have for every single situation, that you can just pull out of your back like a quiver, like an arrow, and have it ready to go, and that story is consistent on every phone call when you hit that roadblock. So now you understand that there's only 2 reasons that people don't buy. Is they don't buy because they have doubt. It could be they have doubt because of you. It could be they have doubt because of the product. It could be to have doubt because they don't think that they should have it. And the only thing that's going to remove that doubt is by facts. I would gather so many facts during my phone call that I would have them all ready to go to overcome any doubt that that person ever had. The last thing is this, is that I understood that people don't understand things. We have to keep it simple. And as salespeople, sometimes we fail to do that. We make it too complicated for them. Dummy it down and also start telling stories so that they can now start understanding how it works. So how powerful are stories? So I'm going to close right now with this story. And legend has it that Ernest Hemingway was with a group of friends. And they started talking. He said, you know what? I can create a story in 6 words. And the group of friends said, there's no way you could do that. Hemingway said, you know what? Not only am I going to tell you this story in 6 words, but the story is going to make you want to cry once you read my story. And for that, I'm going to give you a wager of $10. So all 6 of his friends sitting around, I'm going to go ahead and bet you $10 each that I can write a story in 6 words, and when I'm done with that story, it'll make you want to cry. And so they said, okay, let's do it. So he grabbed a napkin, and he wrote this down on the napkin, and he slid it down to his friends. And here was the story. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. He won that bet. See, stories are so powerful. Make your stories my stories. Make them your customer stories. Make them go down an experience with you, because once they go down an experience with you, that's when real magic happens. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time.